Think about you being yelled at by your mother. Before she left to work, she told you to do the dishes. But all you did during the whole day was watch TV and relax. But why? Right when you hear the car pulling up in the driveway, you run as fast as possible to the kitchen to at least try to rinse them. But you think about how she knows for a fact that you are lying. I mean, you look tired because you just ran to the kitchen. Your hands are all wet because I mean, you barely rinsed them, and you are hiding your hands behind your back. So you are actually trying to hide something. So, have you ever questioned how she always knew that you were lying, or in this case, bluffing? There are certain ways that we act when we are trying to hide something. We're just trying to demonstrate something that is not real. That lie detector ability is the same one you need when you are playing poker. I am 19 years old and I've been playing poker for over 2 years now. So knowing when someone is lying is something I better dominate so I don't lose money. Analyzing and understanding the most common tells people have while lying in a poker table can help you a lot with your gaming. So, on a poker table, there are three main things you should look at on a player. Number one, body language. Number two, table talk. And number three, the way they have played on previous hands. First, the body language a person has tells a lot about how they are feeling. Depending, for example, depending on how players hold their cards and chips, you can tell if they are strong or weak. If someone is trying to hold on to their chips and playing with them, being all calm, that most of the time means that they have a strong hand and that they are strong. Or another example would be if the opponent is tense. That could sometimes show nervousness. For example, you can see when someone is biting and not letting go, they look tense. So you can see that from far away. Another tell would be if the player has their arms crossed or, or all loose. When they have them crossed, most likely means that they are closed. They do not want to be part of it. They do not want to show their real intentions. So now we know some body language tells in poker. But we must remember that this is a social game. So most people will talk. And sometimes they say too much. People talk to People tend to talk a lot while when they are tense, nervous, or on a uncomfortable situation. For example, most players think out loud while in the hand. So that's actually very helpful to you because you can see where you are standing. So you know what the best thing for you is, either them calling, them folding, them raising. A player who is talking during a hand is often conveying how relaxed he or she is, which is usually interpreted as the player having a strong hand. So when someone is talking and being relaxed, they know they're strong, they know they're good. But when players talk somewhat specifically about their hands, they are very often most likely to be telling the truth than to be lying. Why is that? Because it is easier for everyone to just say the truth, to just speak it as it is. So reading poker players and catching their tells is more of a long-term strategy. This because you must study every player by paying attention to how they've been playing. Which brings me to the third main thing. Most players tend to act in a specific way to a certain situations, so paying attention to detail really matters while in a poker table. For example, a loose player, which means that plays a lot of hands and has a wide range, will bet a weak hand but will also bet with a strong one. So understanding the position where he does this is very important because it shows a pattern. and most players, me included, we follow a certain pattern. Every single player reacts differently, specifically talking about the reaction times. By analyzing your opponent, you can tell how fast he reacts, if he is strong or not. Now, the eye placement is also extremely important. If someone looks at their opponent directly in the eyes, mostly means they have a strong hand. This because they are more relaxed. But on the other hand, when they are staring right at the table, that can mean either one of two things. Either they're super strong and do not want to give away any details, or super weak. So those little details are something you need to pay attention while being on the poker table. Well, so today I spoke with you about poker tells. We now know what body language could say about someone, what talking in a certain way means, and that players tend to keep a pattern. So next time you see someone acting like this, either at a poker table or even somewhere else, you'll think twice about trusting them. Thank you.